Wants Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we're doing a Valentine's Day prediction or a reading for all 12 astrological signs. You may find I do a little bit of a different order than some of the other people. It is in the description box below, so that should help you, but I tend to start, well, I always start with air signs, then water signs, then then fire, then earth. I'm already messing it up. Sorry, guys. Air signs, water signs, fire, and then earth signs. But again, the list is below. We're going to do Valentine's Day predictions for both those that are in a relationship and those that are single. So within each of those 12 signs, I will have a small reading for each, right? So hopefully we can see how this romantic weekend goes for you. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And also, if you're interested in a personal reading, I'm happy to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member or find my candles on Etsy. We're going to dive in with the air signs. It would be Aquarius, Gemini, and then Libra for those air signs. And we're going to do couples first, and then the single Aquarius second. All right. Hey, Erin, how are you doing? Trying to ask sneaky questions? You guys know I don't answer that question. We've got the Soul Cat Tarot, if I didn't mention that. So Aquarius in a relationship. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Cups in the reverse with Temperance. So Aquarius, it seems like we've got a little bit of a rough start. There could be somebody who is too quick to make an assumption regarding your plans or isn't necessarily doing the romantic side, just looking for the physical intimacy associated with the holiday. But with the Five of Wands, that could lead to an argument or a little bit of tension between the two of you where you start to question, like, is this really, am I like taking this out of context? Am I overreacting? But Temperance is here because this person shows you why you've decided to be in a relationship with them in the first place by doing better with that emotional awareness and seeing that they need to probably have a conversation with you, realign, make sure they're on the same page, and then things start to really look pretty good for you. We have this Nine of Pentacles. It's like this person starts to listen to their intuition. They're picking up on those clues where earlier they were probably a little bit ignorant of them, right? Hello, Iris. How are you doing? Thank you. Hello, user. I hope you're having a good day. All right, so let's see what we've got for Aquarius singles. We've got the Page of Swords in the reverse, Eight of Wands, Queen of Wands in the reverse. This Queen of Wands in the reverse is somebody who is struggling to have the confidence to communicate with you. So Aquarius singles, this is somebody who's trying to figure out if this is the right time for them to take a chance. It feels to me like this could go either way. Keep in mind this is a general reading based on signs, of course, but I do think that we have somebody who's trying to figure out if this holiday is a good excuse to confess their interest in you or confess that they want to get to know a little bit more about you. But the Queen of Cups is in the reverse, so I think they have some doubts as to how you feel about them, and they're not exactly thinking you return those feelings, so I feel like they kind of talk themselves out of it. If there's somebody that you're interested in and you're thinking that they might be this shy person who doesn't want to actually admit it, and you have the desire to just kind of make a joke and see how they take it, that might pull them out of their shell, but it seems like they're a little too nervous about how you would receive their confession. All right, let's move on to Gemini. We're going to go with the Santa Muerte, and we'll start with Gemini in a relationship, or those of you that are with someone for the Valentine's Day holiday. Hello, Annette. Hello, Bill. Hello, Double the Trouble. How are you doing? Hello, James. Ew. Hold on, let me be more intentional with that. So for Gemini in a relationship, what do we have for Valentine's Day? Four of Wands and the Hanged Man. Six of Swords in the reverse. The Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so we have someone who is feeling like things are progressing. You know, if you're in a relationship, this could be a reference to the fact that you're exclusive, right? But there is a concern here. Something that seems to have caused an argument or made you kind of question if you want to be in this relationship, or made them question it. And I feel like all of a sudden you have this experience or this moment. Maybe you're building IKEA furniture together. Maybe you get lost and your phones both die at the same time and you have to work together to get back to the highway that takes you home. There's something here where it's like, hey, can we just like take a moment and remember what this connection is actually about? And I feel like whatever the problem was earlier, it just kind of melts away. There's a reminder or like confirmation why the two of you are together, and it involves working together, because this is the Two of Pentacles. It's a very romantic Two of Pentacles, not the Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles is more about like friendship or partnership, working together. That's why I'm like seeing building furniture together. You work together and it's a reminder of what you have together. So I do feel like there's some lifted spirits and excitement over this. All right, let's see what we have for Gemini that are single. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse, Strength, Four of Swords, Five of Wands in the reverse, and the Three of Wands. Okay. So there's someone here who's working up the courage to repair something with you. This is for single Gemini, so it could be an ex of yours. It could be a person who got off on the wrong, on the wrong foot. It wasn't a very good start with you. Maybe it's even just we were going on our first date and I didn't really make the great first impression I was hoping to. But there's communication here from someone who's like, hey. So I feel like I didn't do that very well. Maybe it was just the confession that they are interested in you was kind of awkward and they feel like they need to like redo it. But you have someone who's working on their courage, they're coming back around and they want to be a little bit more clear or maybe even apologize to you. Hello, Mama Duck, how are you doing? Hello, Envy. So today's, like this particular reading is a little bit different because I'm going through all 12 astrological signs. So I know it won't be a 30 to 35 minute start time on the personal questions. I am still taking super chats, but I feel like I have to at least mention that it would be probably more at like the hour mark if I do. Hello, Annoyed Canoe. How are you doing? So we just wrapped up Gemini, and Leo would be pretty far down the line. You can check the order that I go in the description box, but we are starting Libra next. What should we use, Libra? I think we'll go with the Bianco Nero. So if you are just showing up, we're going through those 12 astrological signs and seeing what Valentine's Day will bring for both those that are in relationships and singles. So we're going to do Libra, those that are in a relationship. What's going to happen for Valentine's Day? Hello, Nathaniel. Hello, Lemonade. How are we doing? Page of Pentacles, High Priestess, Two of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Swords, Three of Wands. This feels like a little bit of frustration on Valentine's Day. So Libra, we've got the High Priestess, which means to me, yes, you're a person of logic or, evidence, truth, but you have this suspicion here or you feel like something is off and you're wondering why you feel distant from this person. So Valentine's Day seems like an opportunity to kind of like regroup or, hey, can we like resolve what has been making me feel anxious? And you're waiting, like hoping that this person is going to take action. I do feel like this person, for the majority of you, they're going to realize a little bit after Valentine's Day that they need to really figure out their priorities or do better by this connection, because I don't think they realize that you were feeling so much emotional distance between the two of them, or two of you, but this weekend might make that really clear for them. Oh, we're not done with that yet. We gotta do singles. So for Libra, those of you that are single. Hello, Maria. How are you doing? No problem, annoyed. Oh, thank you, Matt. How's it going? Hello, Nat. How are you doing? Oh, I'm so sorry, Nat, but Virgo, I think, is literally the last one. So you got time. Get comfortable. But if you're doing a personal question, that's really handy because it'll be your reading and then personal questions right after that. All right, let's see. What do we have for singles that are Libra, please, for Valentine's Day? Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Devil, the Three of Cups in the reverse, Hanged Man, and King of Wands in the reverse. Libra singles, it looks to me like there is somebody who is not single who is trying to find a way to see you. Maybe it's, the night after Valentine's Day, or maybe it's like earlier in the day. But I feel like this is somebody who has not shown you that they're willing to invest in a connection, or you feel like their communication is a little bit off. Maybe there's just certain times where they can't talk to you and it's not because of work. There's something here where you're like, I don't know, like there's chemistry or there's attraction, but it feels like I can't trust this person, or it feels like they're hiding something from me. They are, and I do feel like this is a person who has lied to you about a few things and also might hold you to a higher standard in terms of response time or availability for your schedule. So this is like a big old red flag on, the heart holiday, which is red. Just like this person may not be single or they may not have any intentions of getting into a relationship, right? All right, we're going to move on to Pisces. We will start with Pisces that are in a relationship. Hello, Jorge. How are you doing? Do you mean Scorpio? So I'm starting with Pisces right now, but I am on water signs, and Scorpio would be the third one. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So you don't have too long to wait for yours. Otherwise, I do personal questions at the end. It's just a little bit of a longer wait today. All right, so what do we have for Pisces that are in a relationship, please? 10 of Cups, the Emperor in the reverse, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, Six of Pentacles, and the Star. I feel like there is something that you feel like you don't really have control over. The 10 of Cups, Emperor in the reverse, could indicate a whirlwind romance, or this could be like, we're going to try to make it work, but we weren't really planning on that, like starting a family, or we weren't really planning on moving in so quickly. There's something here where there's a little bit of insecurity or uncertainty that has you questioning what's going on. And I feel like it makes you just a little bit emotionally vulnerable on Valentine's Day. But then you get some sort of reassurance, or things seem to get much better for you when you actually see what this person is putting in as far as effort. So maybe you have a really meaningful conversation on Valentine's Day. Maybe they pull out all the stops or get your favorite flowers or make your favorite dinner. Whatever it might be, I do think that you end up being surprised by the end of the day. Like, maybe this is actually like what I've been looking for. Or maybe this is really something that we can make work. Let me write this down real quick. Thank you for the tip, Nat Nat. Valentine's Day message. Single. I got you. And I don't know, I think you were here when I mentioned it, but I'll do those personal questions at the end, which will probably be closer to like 55 minutes. You're welcome, Jorge. All right, let's see what we've got for our Pisces singles, please. What do we have? What's going on for Valentine's Day? King of Swords, the Devil, Justice, Death. What? This is going to be a big day for you, Pisces. If you're single, this is saying you're going to have an interesting choice, and one of them is going to be a temptation. Something that is actually what you might consider to be a good choice, but there's this little voice in the back of your mind that's saying, are you sure you want to do that? Is that something that you're going to be proud of in like a year? So you might have an invitation from somebody that you know you're not interested in. You might have somebody coming back around after you had already blocked them or broken up with them. This feels to me like questioning whether or not something is really over when I think you know that it should be, or you've already kind of decided that that's not going to work for you. So don't change your mind just to have someone to hang out with. Is kind of how it's looking. I think your intuition will guide you. You know that this isn't the right thing for you. You're coming through as the King of Swords because you're using the logic, right? Being a little bit more analytical. All right, let's hop into Cancer. Maria, I actually just did Libra before Pisces, and Taurus will be towards the end. It'll be the second to last. For those of you that are curious, the order that I go in is listed in the description box for you, and we're about to start Cancer. I'm going to do Cancer if you're in a relationship first, and then I'll pull some cards for those Cancerians that are single. Hello, lovely. How are you doing? Tacos sounds good. What do we have for Cancer in a relationship, please? Ace of Cups, the World, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and sorry guys, my nose itches, and the Nine of Cups. Wait, did I mention the Six of Pentacles? Ace of Cups, the World, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Okay, so this feels to me like there's someone outside of the relationship who is trying to make an offer to you or your person on or around Valentine's Day, and your person is loyal. They're taking in consideration how they actually feel for you, and they're rejecting someone who may be reaching out to them on social media and not entertaining that idea. Because someone's saying basically, I know you're already in a relationship, but even if I'm just like the side piece or, you know, the garden tool, like that's okay with me. And I feel like this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse is saying they're rejecting it. They're not interested in jeopardizing the relationship that they have with you, Cancer, and they know that that's what they would be doing if they accepted this offer. So definitely some loyalty being proven in this relationship. All right, let's see what we've got for those of you that are single. Single Cancer for Valentine's Day, what do we have? I'm probably not going to do it more than once, so you will be my lucky winner for that. But happy Valentine's Day to Dustin from Maria. And I hope you're liking and subscribing. We've got for Cancer singles, Knight of Wands in the reverse, the Tower, Seven of Wands in the reverse, Hierophant in the reverse, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. Okay. There's someone here who's very thirsty, someone who's very attracted to you physically, but putting yourself out there or getting physical with this individual seems to be inadvisable, because this is somebody who would probably either be in their head so much that they can't really think about how they could do a long-term relationship, so they kind of like run away scared, or they literally just want that physical interaction and they're not willing to even like make an effort towards an emotional connection with you. Whatever it is, this feels to me like it would be more problematic than like, you know, good memories. With the Hierophant in the reverse, this is like, you've got rules, you've got standards, and if you really look at those and compare them to this person, you already have your answer as to whether or not you should be entertaining them, talking to them, or seeing them on Valentine's Day. So it's like, not approved, denied. All right, we're gonna move on to Scorpio. Hello, Chris, how are you doing? Hi, Sarah. We're doing all signs reading right now, but if you would like a personal question answered, I will do those at the end with priority to those who tip or donate. You can also donate a membership. Let me be more intentional with that and move these up real quick. All right, so we're on to Scorpio. We're going to do the Scorpios in a relationship first, and then those that are single. What do we have for Valentine's Day for Scorpio in a relationship? The Hermit, Knight of Wands in the reverse, Four of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Why do I feel like someone's getting rejected for like hanky-panky on Valentine's Day? Scorpio, it seems as though we might have some miscommunication here or an unwillingness to find a way to connect and enjoy each other's company. So it looks to me like we have maybe an argument over physical intimacy. With the Four of Cups, that would be like the rejection energy, right? And Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords in the reverse. This feels to me like there's someone who's kind of shut down the the physical intimacy department in the relationship because there is either a suspicion that this partner of mine is being dishonest, or I don't feel like I can trust them for some reason. So I do think there could be a little bit of an argument or some tension in this situation. Maybe some jealousy. Good day to you also, Chris. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. All right, what do we have for Scorpio singles, please, for Valentine's Day? Chariot in the reverse, King of Swords, Devil in the reverse, the Sun. I like that. Seven of Wands in the reverse. So Scorpio singles, it feels to me like there's someone here who has felt like they couldn't really confess or talk about their feelings, or maybe the fact that you're the one that got away. They maybe were just watching and waiting. Are you still in a relationship with someone else? Are you still away at school? Are you still blocking me? Are you still mad at me? They've been watching. But Devil's in the reverse, so this is not an obsessive energy. This is somebody who's been working on themselves. They see things differently, and they feel like the right thing to do is to actually be open and vulnerable with you when previously they failed to do that. Now, keep in mind, this could be an ex coming back around for you, single Scorpio, or it could be somebody who has had previous issues in the past, but they're excited about their attraction and the connection that they found with you. So they're willing to take a chance on that, right? Doesn't necessarily mean you have a history with this person. They just want to do things where, you know, they're not so afraid of that emotional connection. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? All right, we're going to move on to the fire signs. And we'll start with Aries, then we do Leo, and then Sagittarius. And if you've just joined, thank you for liking and subscribing. But we're doing both those that are in a couple and then those that are single. So for Aries, we're going to start off with those that are in a relationship. What do we have for Valentine's Day for Aries in a relationship? Six of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So this seems a little bit stressful. It seems like there are some discussions or arguments that may be happening as a result of insecurity or jealousy. You know, who are you talking to? Why are you working late? That kind of thing, right? Is my son's girlfriend. How you doing, Marcus? Is son's girlfriend, future wife. Awesome. I got that for you. Fair warning, Marcus, we got just a little bit of a longer wait till those personal questions, but I'm going to have to go through and timestamp anyways, so I'll probably do that for the personal questions as well. I hope your day's going well. So look, Aries, I feel like this is saying there's a little bit of frosty energy here, a little bit of like, I don't really like you right now. But why do we have the Wheel of Fortune in the middle of this? It's like kind of a mess every direction, and then the wheel is in the middle. So what this tells me is things could be a little bit frustrating. Things like there could be a lot of like quiet tension, or I don't really want to be in the same room with you kind of thing. But there's an opportunity to change this weekend. The thing is, it requires both parties invest in that, and if neither do, then it doesn't happen, or if only one does, then it doesn't really work out. So there's a chance to build, and if you take it and maybe can convince them to move forward with it, there's an opportunity for change and another chapter, right? You're welcome, Jorge. Hello, Catherine. How are you doing today? Hello, cool girl. How are we doing today? So we've got, will A and F get married? I've added that for you. And just as I was saying to Marcus, I don't know if he's out or not, I've got to get through all 12 signs. So the personal questions will probably start, I don't know if I had to guess, like maybe in 20 minutes. 25. All right. But I will timestamp that after the reading if you're not still around. Okay, so we're going to continue with Aries that are single. What do we have for Valentine's Day for Aries that are single? Eight of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, the World in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords. You know, even if you don't have some like new love starting off or kicking off this weekend, I feel like you're abandoning or like letting go of this kind of musty, like heartbroken energy and saying, you know what? I think it's time for me to just like let the past stay in the past, dust everything off, maybe get a haircut, maybe get some new clothes, but I'm gonna go enjoy myself. So it may not be inspired by a love interest or some person that you find very attractive, but it could be inspired by how you feel about yourself. It feels like you're ready to get back into dating, or you're ready to acknowledge or accept what has happened in the past as just part of the journey to where you're supposed to be. And I feel like this is a really important emotional step towards that relationship that you do want, or that you know you will eventually want. So your perspective is updating or improving. All right, let's see what we've got for Leo. We'll start with Leo in a relationship first. Did I say hello to Jamaica? Hello. All right, what do we have for Leo that's in a relationship for Valentine's Day? Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands, Five of Swords? Yeah, Five of Swords, Page of Wands in the reverse, and Justice in the reverse. That's kind of complicated. I feel like there is like a I love you or demonstration of, you know, this is how much I care about you. Here's a gift, or maybe I left you a nice little note. Maybe I took you out to dinner or made you some nice dinner, but it still turns into an argument. There's still something that's said and it triggers, you know, oh gosh, here we go again. Why are we doing this? So it's like we're trying to get it to be in a good place, but maybe someone's just in a really rough mood and they need to deal with something so that they don't take it out on their partner. But it feels like things have been really tense and it's kind of difficult to avoid that argumentative energy. All right, let's see what we have for Leo singles and Leo in a couple. I hope that improves for you, by the way. What do we have for Leo singles for Valentine's Day, please? The Seeker, which is the Hermit, by the way. Eight of Cups. The Stars, the Horned One, and the Two of Cups in the reverse. Well, there are people who admire you because you have a different way of... How did you get in here? You have a different way of dealing with... Oh, because you were there. Dealing with your life that people think is maybe at times kind of crazy, or, you know, I wouldn't have done that, but hey, it looks like it works for you. I feel like there's someone here who connects with you on an intellectual level, but you acknowledge that there's probably some pretty big difference in between the two of you. Maybe it's your opinions on monogamy. Maybe it's your opinions on whether or not to have kids, or politics, or religion. But I feel like you look at this and you're like, yeah, I mean, we don't really agree about that. Oh, we would probably argue, but like, they're really attractive. Okay, and you can look at them, but no touchy. This is saying somebody is tempted to go for a connection. I have to cover their butts, okay? I don't think YouTube would be all right with me showing you. You're like, I mean, like, I'm attracted to them. I know that we can't have a long-term relationship and we disagree on something that's really important to me, so I know there's no future in it, but like, Have you seen that? They're so hot. Drink some water. Maybe get some cold water and pour it over your head. Take a cold shower. One of those options. I love you, you know, I do, Leo, but this is saying you're trying to just be like, oh, I know I could never be in a relationship, but look at them. You know, like, maybe I still should. Nope, you shouldn't. All right, we're going to move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius in a relationship, and then Sagittarius that is single. That's a lot of emoji, Nichols. You have some contributions that are a little bit more pensive or introspective. All right, so for Sagittarius in a relationship, what do we have? We have the Four of Cups, Seven of Swords, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords in the reverse, Three of Pentacles. So Sagittarius, it looks like we've got somebody who may be a little bit of a negative influence here with regards to your relationship. It feels to me like you still have some interest or you want to make this work, but you're feeling a little bit disconnected or like you don't know if you can fully trust this person. And then you go and talk to somebody who's like a little bit too negative minded. With this Three of Pentacles, Queen of Swords in the reverse, I feel like this is someone who's either like not interested in love or just kind of hater energy. So this is saying if you're trying to have a better understanding of how you feel and what you should do about your relationship, and if it's something you should continue to invest in, make sure that the advice that you're seeking out or the person that you're listening to is someone who demonstrates what you feel like you need to work on or approaches relationships in a way that you would like to aspire to. Because I feel like you're asking someone's opinion and then like right afterwards you're like, why did I ask that person? I don't know if I could trust that advice. All right, let's go to Sagittarius singles. What do we have for the single Sagittarians? Page of Wands, Ten of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Cups in the reverse, High Priestess, and the Nine of Swords. So on Valentine's Day, Sagittarius, if you are single, there seems to be someone here who is a little bit overwhelmed, looking at some of the messages that the two of you had exchanged previously and feeling the sting of rejection or of that no contact / distance. So there's someone who's thinking about you and perhaps you're thinking about them as well. But it's like, you know, if it was still, like if I was still in your life, then we would be hanging out. We would be doing something cutesy for Valentine's Day. Instead, I'm sitting here looking out the window and wondering if instead of it being us, you're with somebody else. So you've got someone here who is struggling to get you off their mind because on Valentine's Day, they would like pay a ridiculous fee in order to be able to like spend that time with you. And instead they're by themselves and they're wondering if you've already met somebody that has replaced them and maybe you're having a good time on Valentine's Day, even though they're over here sad and missing you. All right, let's see what we've got. We're going to move on to the earth signs. So we'll do Capricorn, Taurus, and then Virgo. And then after that, we'll start with those personal questions. Depends on if that's what you were looking to hear, Lemonade. All right, let's see. What do we have for Capricorn, please? If Capricorn is in a relationship, how will Valentine's Day be? We've got Temperance, Knight of Candles, which is the Knight of Wands, the Three of Lightning or Three of Swords in the reverse, The World in the reverse, and the Eight of Pumpkins. Oh, that's nice, Capricorn. We've got somebody who's looking at you and realizing that maybe they need to do something here to improve upon how they prioritize you, whether that's let's set up a date night, or, I'm going to make sure that your phone calls always go through, or I want to make sure that we have a regular touch base, or let's go do something that you've been wanting to do for a while. This is somebody who really wants to make sure that you feel their attention and that you are their priority for Valentine's Day. And I do also think that they want to have some romantic and physically intimate time. But with the Three of Swords in the reverse, this is somebody who feels like they need to make it very clear how much they're willing to invest in this, or how important they feel your connection is. So I do think you're going to feel a resurgence of the passion or the initial chemistry or attraction you felt with this person. And I do think this person's also going to make very clear to you how committed they remain and intend to be over a long period of time. So very positive. I think they're crazy about you. So let's see what we've got for Capricorn singles. And what do we have for those that are single and Capricorn for Valentine's Day? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. 10 of Pumpkins or 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Lightning or King of Swords. The Hermit. And the Tower. Okay, it kind of feels to me like the universe is yelling at you. Yes, you've learned a lot of lessons. You've learned a lot thanks to heartbreak or disappointment, betrayal, but that doesn't mean that you should just ignore everybody. This is like, how do you expect to change your current situation, or how do you expect to find the person you would want to be in a long-term relationship with if you're hiding? If you're not getting out and meeting some new people? They're like, you're basically Rapunzel over here, but without the long hair. So like, how are they supposed to get to you? Maybe you just have made it a little bit too easy for you to be isolated, or for your chances of meeting someone new to be a little bit too limited, right? So the universe is saying you're going to have to put yourself out there a little bit more. Maybe you hear this in time to go do that on actual Valentine's Day. I would encourage it. Be safe, but yeah. All right, let's see what we have for Taurus. What do we have for Taurus in a relationship, please? What do we have for Taurus in a relationship, please? The Lovers. Seven of Pentacles. Temperance. Queen of Cups. Three of Cups in the reverse. Baby, I don't care who doesn't like that we're together. I love you, and that's all that matters. I think we got somebody here who's like, I'm investing in this. I want to see where things can go. And I don't care if the, friends or family around us are looking at this like, you two don't make sense. How could you end up together? That doesn't work. You're too different. But Taurus, this looks like the two of you are like, meh, that's what you think. That's just like your opinion, man. Temperance suggests that the two of you are a great match. Maybe other people don't understand it, and that's okay. Do they have to know everything? No. Queen of Cups, Three of Cups in reverse. There is love here. There is chemistry or a balance between the two of you that maybe is difficult for other people to understand, but that's okay. They're not the ones who need to approve anyways, right? Hello, Cirillo. How are you doing? Hello, baby. How are you? Thank you for subscribing. All right, so we got Taurus singles. What do we have for Taurus singles on Valentine's Day, please? Hi, Jessica. I'll be doing personal questions after the all signs reading with party to those who tip or donate. Hello, Global One. How are you doing today? Hello, Unlaughable. Oh, if you keep commenting on them, that's all they're going to show you, sweetie. Just like stop commenting on the things that you don't want. Pro tip. Muito bem. Taurus single, we've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, the Ten of Cups, Two of Cups. Taurus, look at you having the best readings of the day. Knight of Cups in the reverse and the Chariot. Ooh, okay, okay. Look, I think there's more than one person who's interested in you, and I do feel like there is something here about, like, I don't know if I can really say that I'm interested in you because maybe I met you through a friend who has also got a crush on you, or maybe we were working together and I had to wait until you weren't working here or I wasn't working here anymore. There's something here where it's like, I see that we could potentially be really good together, but I have to wait until somebody's not going to be mad at me if I were to pursue you. And once that is lifted, then I feel like we have someone who's like, okay, I got to pursue you. So there's someone here who's thinking maybe Valentine's Day is a good time to let you know, to take that risk. I know there's someone here who's probably not going to be happy about it, but they feel like they've waited a respectful amount of time, or they feel like this is their chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yes, exactly, Matt. Swipe yes and everything. Okay, yeah, we have finally reached the last astrological sign. We have reached, have I done this one yet? I don't think I have. Virgo. So we're going to start with Virgo in a relationship. What do we have for Virgo in a relationship for Valentine's Day, please? Six of Swords. Ace of Cups. Three of Swords. Two of Wands in the reverse. Four of Swords in the reverse. So Virgo in a relationship, we have some ability to bring the love back to the front of your memory, to kind of remind the two of you why you fell in love in the first place or why you're together. But then we have some disappointment. It's like, oh, I thought we were going to do this, go to the restaurant where we had our first date. Nope, sorry, I can't do that. There's an unexpected, like, I've got to go help my family, or I've got to do something for work. There is an obstacle or impediment to the plans that you had to reconnect on Valentine's Day, or there's a delay that makes it feel like it's not as special as you were hoping it could be. I feel like the advice here is, if there is some delay because of someone's work or family obligations, and you have the opportunity to maintain as calm or patient an energy as possible and still try to salvage whatever you can with this person, you might be surprised at how much that will benefit you and your partner and your connection. But it looks like this is kind of like, it could go either way. It could also cause additional damage to what you were hoping to repair and build back up. So just make sure that you choose your words carefully and that you understand what intentions you have going into that conversation. Oh, that's so cute. You know that's the goal. I want to be invited to a wedding where the two people who are getting married met in the live chat. That's the goal, okay? All right, let's see what we've got for Virgo singles. What have we got for Virgo singles on Valentine's Day, please? Hello, Massimo. How are you doing? Virgo singles, we have Justice, the Sun, Four of Wands, Three of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like there's a decision made here. Maybe it's yours, maybe it's a future partner of yours, but someone's saying, okay, enough is enough. I'm letting go of the past, or I'm forgiving my ex, or I'm moving on. I'm ready to go date. I'm ready to go on a dating app, or I'm ready to meet that person my Aunt Linda said that I would love. Let's do this, you know? I do want to be in a relationship again, but you know, maybe I'd been kind of holding back. Maybe I just kind of wanted to like be a lump on a log for the winter. But I see somebody saying, okay, I'll do something. I'm going to put in a little bit of effort because the reality is I would like to be in a happy connection at some point. So it's not like you literally falling in love on Valentine's Day, right? But it's saying I'm taking that step to admit that what I do want is to at least at some point have that. It's maybe not my priority or the most important thing to me right now, but I'm going to take that step and I'm going to be open to investing in somebody if I can find that person that captures my attention and seems like, you know what? Yeah, I think that would work out. All right. So just for a little extra fun, and before we start those personal questions, feel free to choose a pile, well, a card. I'm going to pull 6 of them this time. So choose a number 1 through 6. And this is the Romance Angel Oracle. And then we'll start those personal questions. All right, what do we have for pile number 1, please, or card number 1? 1 through 6, okay, guys? For number 1, we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. What do we have for number 2, please? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. And what do we have for pile 3? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And what about for pile 4? Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. For pile 5. Retreat. It is time to disconnect from the world. Take a little time to heal or to better understand what you're feeling or what you're going through. Oh, you're so welcome, Nat Nat. All right, last one, pile 6. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Yay, I like that. All right, let's dive into those personal questions. This is the Weird Cat Tarot. We've got Nat Nat up first, then Marcus, and then Cool Girl. So for Nat Nat, we've got Valentine's Day message for single. What do we have for Nat Nat for Valentine's Day? King of Swords, the Lovers in the reverse, the Sun, and the Chariot in the reverse. So I do feel like you are this King of Swords. With the Lovers in the reverse, I feel like you might be a little bit harsh on yourself in terms of, like, do I have too high a standard, or do I need to, like, kind of adjust and be more open to people that maybe I would exclude otherwise? And I feel like this is saying, no, just need to be patient, okay? This says you have a really good grasp on what you're looking for or what you would want to actually invest in. And with the Chariot in the reverse, it's just saying, like, there's just a little bit of, you know, a longer delay than you would necessarily want. But don't let that convince you that you need to be editing what you want or changing your, you know, approach at this point. We have the Tower in the reverse, the Moon in the reverse. If you were to lower your standards, you would deal with this Moon in the reverse individual, somebody who has designs on manipulating or gaslighting you, and that's not what you need. So your standards are excellent right now. It's making sure that you have the time that you need to kind of like prepare for that relationship that you're going to be in. So feel good about the fact that you're selective and not getting caught up in relationships that are not right for you. And this transformation or this period of transition is well on its way. So I don't feel like you have too terribly long to wait. All right. What do we have for Marcus? We have is son's girlfriend, his future wife. Is Marcus's son's girlfriend his future wife? Hey, Key Controller, how you doing today? Is Marcus's son's girlfriend his future wife? Seems very likely. With the Seven of Wands, it does require that, you know, that there be a continued effort to resolve issues, but it seems quite likely. We have the Sun, the Three Cups in the reverse, the Knight of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. I do feel like a piece of advice that would be helpful for your son is remembering that even if there's something that friends or other people would maybe make fun of them for, like saying I love you on the phone when the friends can hear, if it's important to your relationship, do it. Doesn't matter what they think. There's something here about like, don't be like shy about it. Make sure that you feel comfortable saying those things. I feel like you probably would have already taught your son this, but it's a little bit of reinforcement because there's something here where it could cause a little bit of an obstacle for their romance if it's like, I don't know if I want to put it out there. I don't know if I want to put it on my like social media. Embrace it. Be like, this is my person. Look at how amazing they are. That's the energy that he needs to embrace. Otherwise, he might lose this person. And I feel like he does want to be with her. So Page of Cups in the reverse, Fool in the reverse. There's only like lame people to lose if they judge you. Just like don't jump on any couches, right? If they judge you for saying, I'm really happy and this is the person that I love, aren't they great? If they don't want to be happy for you, they suck as friends anyways. But yeah, and is she a good partner for him? Will she have good intentions towards him? Yes, I like her. Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. She's very honest. She wants to be close with the family. I think she cares about you. You know, like I want to do right by these people, but I also care about your son, right? Yeah, I like this girl. Carmen approved. Yeah, no, you guys can get married now. Carmen said it's okay. All right. I wish your son luck on that. And we're going to go to Cool Girl's question, which is, will A plus F get married? Will A and F get married? Yes. There might be a little bit of a longer delay than desired, but we've got the Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. I do feel like there is a love that gets deeper with each year, and this person is maybe just a little bit hesitant with commitment because of some fear, but at a certain point realizes, I need to make sure that I'm not going to lose this person that I care about just because of the fear, right? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Marcus. All right. What else about this? Got the Page of Swords and the Four of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, I think we just have some fear over the actual like status and like the realness, right? Like I can't get out of this or I'm stuck in this relationship. There's some fear. Is this because of like other people's experiences? No. I think this is just somebody who likes to have control over the situation, but they're being a little bit obtuse. They're not seeing the benefit. It's like, I'm going to scrutinize all the negatives and assume like that's the only thing that really matters, but they're not taking into consideration the good things or the positives that they get from this. So I think it just takes a little bit longer to accept that or to embrace that. There could be a concern that you're going to abandon them or that they can't hang for that long. It requires patience for somebody to get to that point where they're like, you know what, I do trust you this much. I think I'm going to have to do that. All right, I'm going to do a couple of freebies because 'tis Valentine's Day. Namitha? I hope I'm saying that name right. What is coming towards me on Valentine's Day? For Namitha. Page of Cups. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, 3 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like you have an apology coming towards you. Someone who feels like they should have been a better friend or somebody who feels like they should have been more trustworthy or reliable. Yeah, this is an apology from somebody who sees things more clearly now, or they have an appreciation for how you must have felt, and previously that might have been a little bit too much of a challenge for them. Thank you, Erin. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Key Controller is asking, should I do the Valentine's Day anonymous delivery of a heart-shaped object? It's the 6 of Swords, which is like travel, right? Or shipping. Apparently, yes. I feel like this is going to be funny. You might upset someone. Tread carefully. All right. Do we have any others? I scroll up for a little bit. That's cute. You want me to get ordained so I can marry them? That's funny. Not an entirely unreasonable request, Matt. Sorry, guys. I'm scrolling back into the past to see what else we've got. Do we have other requests? Come on, guys. Don't you want to know? Did any of the moderators see somebody who had a question? Yeah, thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. Okay. We could do Jorge requested at the beginning. Jorge, let's see what we've got for you. 10 of Wands in the reverse. The Hanged Man. The Chariot. And the 8 of Pentacles with the King of Wands in the reverse. I don't know, man. This feels to me like you or someone close to you is very overwhelmed by a decision. There's some indecisiveness, but also a sense of urgency. Like, I feel like I have to make a decision, but I don't know if I have all the information, or I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that decision yet. This is, I believe, a call to action for you to have more courage or to just like go for it. Does Jorge have all the information needed? Yes. This is saying it still seems confusing, but you have the information you're going to get. So you might feel like you can't really do what you need to do, but you're going to be able to. Look for signs around you. I feel like you'll get confirmation. Is this going to be like in the environment, like something he sees, something he hears? Yeah, it's going to be something you hear. Page of Swords. So this could be music related, or like a random stranger at the gas station says your grandma's name and you're like, what? There's going to be some weird sign and it's going to help you with this, but don't view this decision or this pivot in your life as something that you can't handle or you can't address, because you totally can. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. Do me a favor, hype the video if you can, like or subscribe. Check out my candles on Etsy, and I will